Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P-Funk. Thinking right out here in my lab. Well, I do what I do for you. Oh, I got some good stuff for you today. You know how we do. Let's get this party started. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. I put the message in the story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in and receive them. Numbers are looking good. I appreciate you. Let's do what we do. Right thinkers mission. And that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinker's way of life, and that's what it is. Through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission, and that's what I'm on, is that all right thinkers know thyself. Right thinker's goal as a right thinker should be to know thyself. So let's work together and get that done. And I ask the question, do you know you? If you don't, it's rhetorical. But if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I'm going to help you with that. That's what I do for you. Knowing thyself. A person who knows not, and knows not that they know not, foolish, disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not. It's simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believes and think that they know, dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And to Mayat, be true. I just gave you the concentration lesson. Now we're going to get into right thinkers. Let's talk about aid to concentration. There's some things that can help you perfect your concentration practice of meditation on a day-to-day basis. Let's go. Excuse me. Many people feel that their efforts in the practice of concentration only need to be emphasized when doing their formal concentration exercise. Formal is taking time out to do it. Informal is living a meditative lifestyle where you constantly in what? God conscious or meditative state of mind, where you always using spiritual discipline to keep you in due bounds, keep you grounded, keep you centered, keep you cool. Okay? That's all done with this. This is limited. Why? This is a limited understanding. Why? Which will slow down your progress towards effective meditation practice. If you're not putting in your time, energy, and effort and doing the things you're supposed to do, it's not going to work. I can talk till I get blue in the face. If you don't put the work in, it's just a waste of both our time. I'm here to give you information that you should put to use for yourself. It's called manifesting. Manifest, manifest. Think unlimited and manifest everything that you can conceive. If you can conceive it, you can achieve it. That's the name of the game. It works. Trust me. In order to succeed in life or in your formal meditative practice in life, you need to practice concentration when not only when trying to meditate, but also, again, during your daily activities. I tell you, I take my yacht with me everywhere I go. Don't leave home without her. Okay, that's my spiritual discipline. That keeps me where I need to be. And if I do get a little excited, I can use that to calm me down. That's what I do. Whoa, 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 whoa. Calm down. Slow down. I police myself. If you did that, you would need other people to check you. You be checking yourself. That's the difference. Personal introspection should be done by every individual right thinker. Why? Because you need to be checking you. Why? You need to know you. And doing some checking you is part of it. But I just also like that many people, a lot of us feel that it is good to be involved with with many projects at once. Bad idea. Spreading yourself too thin, you get nothing done. You have a bunch of undone situations that you caused. Okay? So stop putting yourself involved in situations that you don't have control. Why? You don't do the things you had to do for yourself. You too busy focused on other things that don't pertain to you. Start with you, work with you, stay in your lane. Do what it is you do. Okay? Oh yes, I'll make it a little hot up in here. Okay? All right. Where we at? Okay. And now watch this. Perfect example. Some people even thrive this way of being. If you can multitask, if you that person that can do this, do that, that's fine. We all that equipped to do that. So those who are built for that, that works for them. When there is nothing going on, watch this. When there's nothing going on, what happens? These kind of people, they must somehow find something to get into. You know, those just restless people got to be involved with something, got to be doing something. If that's your thing, that's fine. But they always run around like a chicken with their head cut off. They never seem to be calmed down. They always rushing. It makes me nervous. When I say, slow down, you're making me tired. All right. But otherwise, what? They become restless again. And if they can't fulfill that need, they become frustrated because they can't control what's going on up here and they got to do something. But in reality, what it is, this way of life is like what? A major distraction. Because you're doing everything else like Jordan told you, Luke, focus on you. Get in the present. Stop worrying about things that you really don't control. Which, watch this. And these things, distraction, will form restless currents in the mind. Again, it's all thoughts. Thus, when there is no exterior activity, if ain't nothing going on, some people gonna get up and find something. Why? They just gotta do something. Restless minds. No meditation practice. Start with 5-10 minutes of still time. Everybody ain't proficient sitting down for 35, 40 minutes talking about meditating, but you can work up to that. Starting with increments, like I'm giving my lessons now. Instead of giving you a whole half hour, 45 minutes of information that you probably lose track of, I'll give you 20 minutes of pure information that you can absorb, understand, and get the lesson like I'm trying to give it to you. I ain't trying to confuse you. I ain't trying to overburden you with a whole bunch of information. But I do want to give you information. So it's going to be continuously coming information. Prepare yourself. Get ready. And the person who inwardly still feels what? The need for movement and activity will do something. Okay. When I'm restless, I go to the gym. I work out. Physical fitness. Find something that you can do. Burn that energy in a manner in which you're going to benefit from it. Just wasting your time and energy on nothing just because you got it, that's wasting it. Okay. But since life is not all active or all passive, there will inevitably be what? Periods of inactivity. A person who wants to be in harmony needs to learn what? How to, my girl, balance those two aspects of your human life, active and passive. Know the difference between the two, acquiesce to them, and use them to your benefit. When you're inactive, you should be resting, studying, or doing something positive. In daily activities, and we all have them, excuse me, who wants the person, okay, now, when you balance in your life, okay, I just told you, that's the Maya philosophy. Equanimity, meaning not too much of this, not too much of that. Keep the balance. If you got 10 pounds of shit and 10 pounds of gold, they still equal in weight. Now, the value of what it is don't make a difference. It's the weight we talk about, the balance. Equal opposites are the same weight. So what they do after that ain't the point. They still balance, and you make the decision to which one you choose. Pro, con, they make a difference. Good, bad, like, however. But Maya gives you that opportunity. So the world is based on duality, aka choice, and he give us this. So we have what? Free will to make the choice. Being ignorant, it's hard to make good life choices. Personal knowledge, practice meditation, right thinking philosophy, you will be able to make better choices for yourself. That's all I got for you. That's all I can give you. Sorry, calm down. but I'm trying to give you what you need to do what you need to do for you. I've done it already. That's my whole point. I'm only telling you what I know, not what I believe, not what I thought. If you give me another I thought, I'm about to lose my mind. I got a lesson for that. I gotta write that down. Stop with the I thoughts. In any important, understand this. We gotta hit, excuse me. In daily activity, excuse me, one should make the effort to understand, accomplish one goal at a time. If you got 101 things to do, oh, I got 101 things to do. Okay, that means you just take 101 times to do 101 things. You can't do 101 things one time. Sorry about that. It's got personal there. If you got 101 things to do, that means you got 101 things to do. You can't do it 101 things with one thing. Doing one thing, it never will work. Concentrating on the task at hand before moving on to others. Stop leaving stuff done, half done. Well, I gotta go to this. No, finish that. Do that. Master every level of your character, your personality, at every chance you get. Why? That's self-mastery at its best. In every aspect of yourself, you should perfect it to be what? Knowing it, understanding it, hence know thyself. And meditation, state of mind will help you do just that. I'm trying to give you every idea, every angle for meditation. This is all about meditation, so it's all about the mind. Let's go. Sorry about that. So what happens? Your task should be performed one at a time. You can't go up the stairs. You can't go up a level, but what? One level at a time. When I was in the Masonic Lodge, everybody asked me, man, why you still on the first floor? That's the basic foundation. If I can get you a sturdy foundation, understanding what you're practicing, then your practice will be found well-founded and well-grounded on what? Grounded on truth and understanding as you know it for yourself. Now, moving on. This way, if you do every task one at a time, this will prevent what? Your mind from being, you ready? Scattered. You heard the phrase scatterbrain? We know that person who, they all over the place. Man, they conversation, meow, 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 meow. Scatterbrains, okay? The brain, the mind, it'll keep your mind from scattering in many different directions. And it will also have what? A personal effect on making one's actions more qualitative. You doing it the right way, you doing it the way it's supposed to be done, and it will be more effective. It will be done the right way. If you do it growing up, my sister, I had to use her, sorry, Tony, I had to put you out there. But she had to wash dishes. I'm the garbage man. So I took the garbage out, okay. My mom come home. She go to the dish rack. Dishes still got dirt on them. She wake my sister up. She freaks out. She go in. I understand when you got a task to do, you should do it right the first time. Why? If the person who gave you that task know how it should be done, they're going to hold you accountable to do it what? The right way. As parents, that's what we should teach our children. The consequences behind your actions. If it's done right, I reward you. Compliment you, good. If it's done half-assed and wrong, I'm going to punish you. Why? I don't like half-assed jobs done that I give you to do. Do it the right way. Excuse me, I sound like a parent. But that's what we need to be doing with our children. You can't reward bad behavior. What's to make them do good? If you still giving them what they want for doing bad, you got to be crazy as a parent. Sorry about that. But moving on, I ain't going there. This ain't about that. This is about the mind. Okay, this ain't about the parents. And where we at down here? And when you do good quality work for your efforts, watch this. There should be an effort, what? Toward the one pointness in all your activities. If I'm teaching the right thing in philosophy, that's what I'm doing. I got all the information, all the outlets I need to make that possible. Again, don't halfway nothing. Okay, excuse me. So down here, now when it comes to what point, this practice, okay, what it'll do, it will help you when it comes time. Watch this, to practice your one pointness, doing what? Now your formal sit down practice of meditation. Focus your mind on one thing. Narrow that focus. Don't scatter like a shotgun blast. It goes everywhere. Get that point, that gun, that spray point, and get to the point. Okay? That's the difference when your mind is focused. Like the magnifying glass, it comes in a big thing, but that magnifying glass focuses it and it will burn stuff up. Okay? That's the concept. With focus in the mind, you can burn off what? Ignorance, bad thoughts, misguided ideas that come from within you. You now can fight them off with what? Knowledge and understanding of yourself. Where we at? Where we at? Okay, sit down meditation. Now, another important point, and another important point is what? That you need to what? Learn how to go deep within yourself. What does that mean? Self introspection. My man, the guy watching my man, God, I can't think of his name for life for me. Smart, Ralph Smart. He's like to go, he calls himself diving deep, meaning going inside yourself. I get the concept. I love the concept. Okay. I was a deep diver and I'm still a deep diver, but I can go in the water and not get wet. That's another George Clinton concept. Okay. But when you study it and you have an introspection for yourself, that's going deep within yourself. This is accomplished. How can I do that? How can I go deep within myself? Good question. By praying, excuse me, by paying close attention to who? Yourself. That's the introspection. Instead of what? Outside stimulus from what? Your mind and your senses. This physical body got 5 things that can relate the information to your brain. Smelling, seeing, hearing, touching, and tasting. That's how the brain gets information. The mind relies on the body's senses to inform it. But it don't need the senses to what? Do what it does. Calculate, solve problems, put you on another level of understanding. That's what you need to do. And watch this. This is simple. It seems simple, but not easy. Why? Simple in saying, hard in doing. I tell you, if what they say don't match what they do, don't trust them. Why? They lying. It's a perfect example. You ain't gotta go no further than that. Well, nope. If their actions ain't matching their words, leave it be. Why? If you gonna keep following somebody who's saying this and doing that, that's gonna be on you. Why? Because you're gonna have to pay the price for it. You're gonna get the hose in. They're gonna pee in your face and tell you, oh no, it's raining. And if you that foolish to let that happen, you deserve everything you get. Moving on. That's the concept of the world. You need to develop what? The ability to what? Tune out or ignore your senses of the body. Why? As well as negative thoughts that's in your mind. And this process will occur how? If you follow my instructions that I give you in this on my channel on a daily basis, and this book have all the information that I can share with you to make that happen for you also. And the key to success in this practice of meditation is that your efforts must be put forth when? You ready? Daily, regularly. Not when you feel like it. Not when, no. Every day I get up and do the same thing. We all do, but we do it that to our likings. My man Mike Tyson, I love the guy. He said self-discipline is doing something you hate like you love it. Think about that. That's a different mindset from somebody who didn't think that way in the beginning. So he learned through life experience. He became wise. Why? He knows things that mostly himself and he know about other people. Before he was young, dumb, and just let people just abuse him and use him. Now he ain't the one to mess with. Why? Because he's wiser. He ain't just physical, but he's got this now. So he don't need to do this no more. He can out-talk you and out-think you. That's when more battles than any fight you ever have physically. Moving on. So understand this. When you practice and right thing philosophy daily, you live in righteous and virtuous, you're going to have good things happen for you. I can guarantee you that. Moving on. And I'm keep telling you, this ain't preaching. This is teaching a lifestyle that you can live. Simple as that. Moving on. You cannot expect to turn around the currents and the thought process of your mind, what, in one day. Or nor can you expect to progress if your efforts are intermittent, meaning here and there, spotty every now and then, or even without a proper, authentic preceptor, aka teacher, or as I call it, sage. I'm here to do just that. No other reason. I don't tell jokes. I don't dance. I don't do none of that. I teach. Let's go. And this is the beauty. Let me give you a quick parable. Y'all said Jesus spoke in parables. Here's the one. There is a beautiful parable which what conveys the teachings. Here we go. Expressed above about meditation. Once there was a businessman who needed help to what? His establishment, to build his establishment. So one day he went out to the forest, and while he was eating, he poured some water on a tree. Unbeknownst to him, nearby there was what? A spirit. It's a parable, it's a story here, it's a lesson, follow along. And the spirit who liked that the tree, and the spirit thought that the man was offering him some libation. Okay, so the spirit appeared to the businessman and gave him a boom, some information, some knowledge, telling him a few things, why helping him out, navigating him to do something. And watch this, that he would give him anything he asked. Now, in Buddha, they got to call the Buddha tree, the wishing tree. When you sit up under it, anything you wish for will come to pass. That's another parable, another story, mythologically, but to prove a point. The guy sat up under the tree. He was hungry. Food appeared. He was thirsty. Water came. He got tired, so he took a nap. Then he woke up and said, where are the ghosts? Where are the monsters? If their monsters come, they'll come and kill me. He mentioned the monsters. They came and killed him. Moral of the story, you are what you think, and your thoughts could be the death for you. Just a quick lesson. Moving on. So watch this. Let me talk about the spirit. And the spirit gave the man a bone and gave him anything he asked for. The man was pleased, as he would be. And he told the spirit that he needed some more help at his establishment. So the spirit said that, yeah, okay, I'll help you, but on one condition. Whenever you deal with anybody that's going to make a deal with you and tell you under one condition, don't make the deal. Why? That's the devil's deal. What's this? The man said, okay, on one condition. What's the condition? That if you run out of work for me, I would eat you. I mean, I'm going to kill you. The spirit going to consume him if he don't have the spirit, work for the spirit to do. Okay, that's the concept. Excuse me. All right. Now, the businessman agreed. Dun, 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 dun. That's the death. Some of you hear that in the movies. You ever hear that sound? Dun, 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 dun. You know something bad about to happen. They let you know, okay, what's this? All right. So the businessman agreed, thinking that he had enough work to keep the spirit busy for a long time. Not knowing the spirit got powers. Okay, the spirit know what the spirit doing. You don't know what the spirit doing. So if you into an agreement where you don't know what the deal is, that's the devil's deal. You're being vulnerable for anything now. You can put yourself out there. You done made the deal. Without having read what fine print. God dog it. Excuse me. All right. So he thought he got enough work to keep the spirit busy. The spirit already way ahead of him. Okay. Now, the next day, the spirit showed up to work. And what? He completed every task that the businessman gave him in a flash. The businessman freaking out now. He said, uh-oh, maybe I might have made a bad. If you're wondering about the decision you made, after you made it, you know it's a bad decision. Trust me. Okay? So the businessman, what's this? Came concerned now, and he went to his spiritual preceptor. Yo, Funk, my man, slow down. And I'm going to tell you how to have the spirit and create a long, first of all, I'm going to tell you how to deal with the spirit, how to keep him busy. Okay? You get a long pole, you put it in the ground, you plant it firmly in the ground, right? That's the strategy. All right, I see the clock. I got to knock this out. All right, so then you should grease it and climb up and down until what? There is another task to perform in the store. So he gonna keep my man busy by trying to climb up this pole. Every time you go, we're coming down, but it's keeping him occupied. See where I'm going with this? And this would what? Effectively keep him busy, what? Until needed. Now the businessman then got advice from who? His preceptor, how to deal with that spirit. Now, the plan succeeded, all right? And the businessman survived with his new help because he gained control over what? That spirit who thought it was slicker than he was. See, he outslicked the spirit. What? After he got some help from who? A preceptor. And the mystical interpretation is that what? The spirit is the mind of human beings. Not just this, okay? You got spirit, you got mind. This don't know this don't know that. But when they get together, oh, let my man Keith Jackson, oh, Nelly, it's going to be on. Why? That's called the heart-mind coherence. That's called becoming conscious, a.k.a. knowing thyself, or my favorite, you've reached Nihas. Or for the Christians, anointed to become reach Christhood. In nature, watch this, its nature is to what? To be involved. Your mind is to be involved with the world. Why? The physical body got to live in the world, so the mind got to adjust to it. And watch this. It's in constant movement. If this movement is not controlled by the mind, by what? Right thinking, daily meditation, the mind, it would lead a human being into what? You ready? Situations. Well, what situations? Grief, sorrow, anger, hatred, greed, and all these qualities of your character will devour what? Peace and happiness and prosperity. That means you're going the wrong way. Everything you're doing that's wrong will take away things that's right. So you can't serve two masters. And you got what? You're going to suffer through both material and spiritually. You're not going to get things that you want, and you're not going to grow spiritually. So you're going to be stuck. Therefore, what is needed is to what? Keep your mind occupied. What I do? With divine thoughts. There you go, right there. See, the mind, we all thinking. We just say right thinking or positive thinking, correct thinking, whatever. But thinking is what the brain does. You ain't doing nothing special if you're just thinking. The brain does that for you. You put the extra work in, meditative concepts, sitting back, relaxing, meditating, raising your conscious level, communing with your higher self. Now you got internal growth going on. That's where it starts. Thus, the movement up and down the pole, what? It symbolizes what? The practice of chanting the divine name, aka words of power, or Heka, as well as what? The development of your inner life force energy, pre-chana, you call it chana, prana, or my man called it, yeah, breathing that good as prana. The Indians call it, they call it chi. Okay, but you got this is the life force energy. We call serpent power. They call it Kundalini Chakra, but we knew it as serpent power. Okay, Ari or Arat. That's the physical, spiritual centers of consciousness that's in the body, the seven. That's called the Arat Sekhim. Sekhim is energy. These practices should be maintained how? When the mind is not engaged in what? Duties of life. You have to put your spare time to put the time in to study and meditate. Not while you're working. No. You can stay meditative, but you can't formally meditate on your job. So set the time out. That's the difference, formal and informal. So when you need to form some tasks, then you can go to it and what? Concentrate on it fully. Put all your mind and energy and effort into that task that you're performing. Not performing the task and wanting to be somewhere else or wanting to do something else, not wanting to be here. A lot of us do that. It ain't pleasurable to do something that you don't really want to do. Again, this practice will what? Will not allow what? Negativity and illusions to build up in the mind because it's constantly busy and moving, so that nonsense don't come into play. You can get rid of that by keeping it busy, what? On positive, the divine, simple. And what happened? You will develop the ability to purify your mind and to discover what? You ready? True peace and my favorite, bliss. Where? In all of your activities, along with what? Achieving total success in what? In your meditative daily practice, and you will become a better person, an enlightened being. Wrapping it up, I got one more paragraph. Many people have misguided notions of spiritual lifestyle. They think what? They feel that a spiritual person must be a priest or a priestess living at a temple away from the world. If that's your choice, that's fine. But I chose to stay right here every day, do my daily routine, and put myself in a position to gain what? Mastery over myself with my daily practice of meditation and living it, interweaving it in my daily lifestyle to become a master of oneself with meditative concepts that I can use and manifest for myself in my daily life. I'm not a priest, I'm not none of that, but I'm a teacher. And otherwise, watch this, life must be lived by giving into what? The longings and desires as they appear in the mind. What you think is what you're going to do. You are what you believe. The power of belief is bad. Trust me. For some people, watch this. The secluded lifestyle may be the correct path for some, but they will already have done what? Extensive spiritual work on themselves, therefore, throughout many lifetimes. They've been trying and they ain't got it right yet. So they're more apt to try become spiritually enlightened after a bunch of times not making it. And sometimes people think what? That they are ready. So what? So they leave everything behind and join a temple. I know people have done that. Didn't work. Very few people can drop out of society and make their way on the other side. It don't work that way. Why? You don't been used to this. And watch this. They do it only to find out what? That they couldn't what? Leave their mental complex. Your problems are still with you. And what? They still carried it with them. They didn't leave their mental complexes and worries and anxieties behind. They took them with them. So here, there, you still carrying the same mindset. Sorry. And what happened? They built up this illusion. There you go. That if they were segregated from the world, then they could meditate and find peace. Hear me now. That's wrong thinking. End of discussion. I'm not going to entertain that. Why? That's just wrong. I can tell you that. Wrapping it up again. Oh, Lord. There should not be contradictions, what? Between your formal meditative experience and your day-to-day life. They should fit together like a glove, okay? People who do not think in this way may experience, watch this, peace in the meditation, but what happens? But when the world, they are irritable. Once they get into the meditative state, they fine. But they can't deal with what? Society, because they haven't gotten good enough to practice the meditative state outside of just meditating. They got to put it to the world, see how it works. And they become what? Quarrelers. They become angry. They become distracted. And most of all, restless. Why? Because the mind is not at ease. The mind ain't comfortable. It's constantly agitated. Why? You will achieve greater success in your meditation practice. How? If you seek to promote what? Heart-mind coherence, aka harmony, when? At all times. Heart-mind coherence should be the way you function. That's Maya for me. Now, for example, let us say you have practiced meditation early in the morning. First in the morning, I get it in for sunrise. And you develop a harmonious feeling. When you come out of meditation, you feel good. You're at peace. But what happens? However, at the end of your spiritual practice, you begin to what? Dread the fact that you have to what? Now you have to go out into the world. You shouldn't dread that. Why? You should look forward to why? Because you got your gear on, you got your armor on, whatever they're telling, all that. You should be suited and booted and ready for society. Once you go through your prayer and meditative stuff, you go out and ready to deal with the world. And when you do, what happens? You experience, watch this, anger over something what? That your boss did, or a driver who may have cut you off, or the fact of nothing, the fact of not getting enough pay, or a myriad of other what problems that go through your mind when it's uncontrolled. The mind thinks about anything. If it ain't under control, it'll go anywhere and do anything. That's why you have to narrow it down, take all the stuff out, the nonsense out, and focus. And what happens? You are defeating. If you doing the nonsense, it ain't working because you're still having the same problems, you are really defeating what? The purpose of your meditative practices. You meditate to get peace of mind. You meditate to find peace within yourself. And you can deal and acquiesce yourself to any situation because of that state of mind that you're in. You are promoting what? positive spiritual movement in one area. And guess what? When you meditate, that's the positive movement. But when you get out into society, you're doing dumb stuff. Now you're nullifying it in other way. The current path can be accomplished how? Through a keen understanding of what? The spiritual practices of right thinking philosophy, which comes from what? You hearing me? Continuous study daily of what? Of my teachings and under proper guidance. Moi, the teacher. This is what I'm here for, to help you along that road, to get you spiritually enlightened, aka know thyself. That's the lesson. I got more for you, but right now I got to close out because I got to go. And I say I done wasted a whole lot of your time. Hope you got the message. Hope you understand it. Hope you putting it to use. In closing, right thinkers, may you all live to be 100 and me 100 minus a day. So I never know that right thinker like you have passed away. I ain't going nowhere. Hope you still be around too. I'll be back.